Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Foolery, and today we're taking a look at the Ramen Toys Monstarr. Is it better than the Super 7s? Stay tuned and find out.
And the Ramen Toys Monstarr. So I reviewed the Super 7 Monstarr. I wanted this one originally. I love the vac metal look of this figure. I'm glad that they're finally going back and doing the vac metal look for Quicksilver and the other Silverhawks. But I wanted that figured like this. Finally saw it on sale on Big Bad Toy Store. Had to get it. I wish I knew this figure was coming out. At the time when it came out, I wasn't paying that much attention to toys. And when I saw it afterwards, I was just deeply hurt. So hopefully this doesn't disappoint me. It shouldn't. It looks phenomenal. It looks big. I was going to use him as a big bad for some of my Kamen Rider figures or for some of my Super Sentai figures, but let's check out the box.
This box better than the box he was held in.
We get this awesome picture of Monstarr on the side, another cool picture of Monstarr on the back. They have a little blip for Sky Shadow, which is funny. Same thing on the back. On the other side, not a great box. Anything on top? Let's see. Maybe they make it up for it. Nope. Not a great box. Could absolutely be way better, but not too bad. Let's see if the is not better than your mom's. Maybe on par, just maybe a little bit below par than your mom's. Like I said, I'm okay with boxes with lackluster boxes if you put the effort forward. This just seems like they were like, hey, we'll do a cutout of Monstarr on the front and then the rest of it they kind of mailed it in. So let's see how Monstarr stacks up. Let's see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
So here we have we come with Monstarr. We get Sky Shadow, his little metallic bat thingy. And then we get a stand, we get his rifle, we get 2 additional hands and an additional head. I'm not sure what the additional head is for. Unlike with the Super 7 toy, that head actually had a purpose where you can slide in his laser beam. But yeah, that's about it. A decent amount of accessories, a little bit less accessories than Super 7, but because of the look of this, I'm leaning toward this figure as being my favorite one of the two. While it's not as big, the coloring of it makes up for it. It is nice and shiny, and I'm a huge fan of just the way this thing looks, and this is the reason why I won it in the first place. So let's check out the design and see if he actually looks like Monstarr from the show. So he looks just like, oh my god, that was bad. Damn you Ramen Toys and Super 7. Okay, so as soon as I touched the head, it popped off, and that is no bueno, which means it doesn't, even though it has a dumbbell joint in the neck, it is not meant to be moved, which means he has no neck articulation, but we'll get into that. So look wise, he does not look exactly like Monstarr from the cartoon. He looks more like a stylized Japanese version of Monstarr, which I believe is the whole point of this. Is not necessarily supposed to be a 1-for-1, but more of an interpretation. That's why I was going to use them with like my Japanese figures, because I think it kind of blends in with them well. He does look like Monstarr, but he looks like someone decided to draw an anime version of Monstarr versus him being the Monstarr from the show. So we get some really cool spikes on his chest, which and then the rest of his suit is just smooth. I could see him being used if they wanted to repurpose this, making this like a lion armor for some other villain. Really good designs all over. Like I said, not necessarily Monstarr, but a Japanese version of it, which is cool. Let's go into articulation, because as I was trying to get this thing positioned, we found out some really bad things about this. So, can this thing do a squat?
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
I don't even have to go into it. I know it can't. But it can do some decent poses. It has drop hips, which is cool. It looks like it wants to have, oh my Christ. That is a no-go. So as much as I knock Super 7 for things like this, for not things like this, but for other things, their figures do not fall apart in my hand. I'm not manhandling this. I'm not doing anything more than I would do with any other figure. But if I were to just say, hey, let's look up, his head comes off. So that's how we're going to do the rest of this review. No head. He can't do a T-pose. He cannot sit. I don't know if he can do anything because his hips are trash. The second you touch his hips, if you put them in a position that's a little bit too stressful, like stretching his leg out, they will pop off. So I'm being gingerly with this. He has some toe articulation. He has some ankle rocker. He has a double jointed knee, but it's limited by the way his calf is. So he can bend it, but he's not getting, even though it's there, not getting much range out of it, which is horrible. So what's the point of doing double jointed knee if you're not going to be able to get his leg up any higher? I'm not going to try to pull on his knee and see if I can get if I can get more range out of it. Like I said, drop hips. He has a waist swivel, which doesn't do much. He has some diaphragm to give him some bendy there. I'm disappointed because
the price is wrong, bitch.
This thing normally retails for like $120. I think I got it for like $60. The fact that the head can't move at all is a big no-go for me. Why? Why can't I move his head in any position other than up? I mean, other than straight forward. I'm pretty sure it's because this piece is supposed to move too. It barely does. Nope. Yeah. Not worth the money. I'm super disappointed. It looks really great. And like I said, if you put him in one dynamic pose and you get his head in the right position, you can do some great shots with him. But other than that, he is a hot mess. He is, just a huge disappointment. He looks great, but the fact that he can't get into any poses because he'll fall apart is just dumb. And don't get this toy, guys. Don't waste your money. It'll fall apart. Like I said, it looks cool, but if you can't play with it, then what's the point of having the action figure? Anyway, catch you guys in the next vid. Bye.